Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Third installment of Scott's Selections here for Tuesday, May 9th. For again today's play of the day, quick recap of what happened yesterday. We had a nice winner in basketball with the Heat -4 and -110 on Bet365. Game went the way that I thought it would. I thought the Knicks would hang around, but they wouldn't have enough offensive firepower to actually cover, and the Heat made enough plays down the stretch to cover. I said in the video I thought the Heat would win by around 8 points. And they won by exactly 8 points. The Heat have the more talented stars in the series, the better coach, and they definitely wanted it more based on the hustle on the glass. But either way, nice winner for the winner here on Tuesday. And for today's play today, going to pivot to hockey, got to look at Game 4 in the Hurricanes and Devils series taking place at around 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And for this game, going to take the total in this one. Going to take the over 5.5 goals at plus 103 on Bet Online. Time recording of 2:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Covering why we're going to take the over in this game. First reason so far in the series, decent amount of high scoring games. Each of the first 3 games in the series have had at least 6 goals, and including the regular season, 5 of the last 6 meetings between these teams had at least 6 goals. So you tend to see some fireworks when these teams get together, and I think as a result, this total's a bit low. Plus, Carolina's offense lately has actually been really good and extremely underrated. The Hurricanes have scored at least 4 goals in each of the first 3 games in this series. And I know that game 3 was a little bit weird because they scored 3 shorthanded goals in one game, which is almost impossible. I'm not really sure how they pulled that off. But the point is, the Hurricanes have been solid against this New Jersey defense, and I think they should look sharp once again in this matchup. Meanwhile, the Devils have been very good at home recently offensively, as the Devils have scored at least 4 goals in each of their last 3 home games, including 8 goals in game 3. So if you're doing the math, that means that you had 12 goals in game 3, and now the total in the following game is 5.5 juice to the under, which means one of two things. Either this is the greatest trap line of all time, or somebody's getting fired, because there's no way the total should be at 5.5 when each of the first 3 games had at least 6 goals and game 3 had 12. I don't understand it, but I got to take this on principle, especially since both goalies aren't exactly sold on their current. Both teams really aren't sold in their current goalie situation. So to go through the goalies, the projected goalies for this game, Anderson is supposed to be the starter for game 4 for the Hurricanes. He got benched in game 3, gave up 4 goals on 12 shots. He was also the initial postseason backup because Ronta was the initial starter when the Islander series started in the first round. So Anderson's a veteran, been around the block a few times, but wasn't great last game. And I do wonder how he'll look in a potential bounce back spot, or maybe he'll struggle once again. Meanwhile, you have Vanacek, who was the initial backup in the series because Schmid did so well at the end of that Rangers series. Then Schmid struggled. They switched goalies again, and Vanacek has been kind of average at best in this series. I know they won game 3, but once again, they scored 8 goals, so Vanacek didn't have to do much. And to go through his numbers, Vanacek has an 862 save percentage in the series. So once again, not a great save percentage, and Anderson got shelled the last time out. I'm not sold on either goalie. Maybe one of them gets shelled, maybe both of them struggle. But I think once again, 5.5 does feel low in this spot. And to go through the trends here, the over is 6-1-1 in Carolina's last 8 games, and the over is 4-1 in New Jersey's last 5 games. But once again, each of the first 3 games in this series had at least 6 goals. The last game had 12 goals. Both teams, goalie-wise, aren't exactly impressive, and I think you could see them struggle once again. And the Devils have scored at least 4 goals in each of the last 3 home games. 5.5 is too short, simply put, in my opinion, especially at plus money. And once again, you could get a couple of empty net draws. If it's 3-1 with a couple minutes to go, you still might get 2 empty net shots. There's still a possibility that happens, or maybe you end up getting a 3-2 game, pull the goalie once again, and you end up getting an empty netter. The point is 5.5 is such a low total that an empty net miracle is definitely out within reach. And I do think there's a chance this goes over before that happens, but it is nice to have an empty net insurance policy in your back pockets. Play that once again here for Tuesday, May 9th is going to be on the Hurricanes and Devils over 5.5 goals at plus 103 on Bet Online. Bye, everyone.